Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap. This is for the week of October 10th, 2019. The current character challenge is Earth 2 Flash. That is a 1 week repeat challenge, as is the norm. The required characters for that are Cyborg, Flash, and Hawkgirl. And if you're looking at the easiest way to get them, Bronze, and Challenge Gold, respectively. So, a little challenging if you don't already have Hawkgirl and you're looking for a copy of Earth 2 Flash.
Yeah, although Hawkgirl was last week.
That's true. So it's sort of a daisy chain.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that maybe we should be a little bit grateful. We've had Batgirl more often than Earth 2 Flash, and the cash pack would have made us expect Batgirl.
Yeah.
So this is actually a nice surprise.
So there we go. Flash's passive. I got mixed up with all the talking. Flash's passive is Supersonic, which is as follows. The Flash or any other Earth 2 character has a chance to stun opponent on tag-in. All Flash's attacks crit against stunned opponents. And then thirdly, the Flash's specials dilate time so opponents are slowed for 8 seconds.
It just occurs to me now that the real division between, besides stats for bronze, silver, and gold, should consistently be like this. Because some golds only have one passive.
Yeah.
It's nice when a really good gold has 3 passives.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense.
3 passives or 1 more powerful passive. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, that makes a lot of sense for the tiers, especially when it's stuff that is, sort of hidden from stats.
Right.
That gives you an advantage in online.
Right. So, as mentioned, good high stats, 1350 base attack, 1350 base health. Mm-hmm. And if you know me or you know us at all, well, do you like using the Flash the same way I like using the Flash? Probably not.
I still like using Flash generally.
So, even with nothing else, this would be a fun character to play.
Yeah, just because of speed.
Yeah, but the 3 different abilities are interesting. So, unlike other stuns on tag-in, this stun on tag-in does no damage. So, it doesn't even count as an attack, which means it can't be blocked or avoided if it triggers. So, I mean...
Even stun immune people? Really?
Oh, no, stun immune people can. I'm just saying people who can't get hit.
That's true. Okay.
Like, so people who are like
Astro Harness.
Exactly. Yeah. Or Blackest Night Superman.
So it's a pure status effect. It's not tied to a damage.
Right. So let's say Blackest Night Superman has the is immune to unblockables. Yeah. This is not an unblockable because it's not an attack. So you can still stun him.
Okay. Awesome.
So, and I'm not sure how likely the stun is, but to me, it's probably the best part, or I don't want to say the best part. It's the start of the best part, because to me, it's the combination of the attacks that crit against stunned opponent. Mm-hmm. So if you want to lean into it, you can add more of a stun chance on tag against with Cloak of Destiny, which is 20%, and that also boosts the damage against stunned opponents. And LexCorp Gauntlets, which is another 30%. Now, not as great an option would be gears that stun on special one, like Nth Metal Morningstar or Cryo Rifle.
Yeah.
Because his second ability that I already mentioned is his passive lets you auto crit against someone stunned, so you don't necessarily need to use a bunch of gear slots to boost crit's chance.
Yeah, especially if you're relying on stunned damage.
Right. I mean, and the last part, dilate time, is kind of handy. It's not as good as Elseworld Flash's bullet time, but it's still kind of helpful when the other guy's going so slow to get in some attacks unblocked.
Yeah, it's still generally an advantage. It still gives you a better shot, and it makes sort of the micro play of trying to get your timing right a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost too bad that Static is not an Earth 2 card, or that there isn't an Earth 2 card that has a guaranteed stun on special one like Static has. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Flash is good in combination with Earth 2 Hawkgirl, who we saw last week, who has a chance to stun on her specials and combo enders. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing is just regular Hawkgirl Prime is excellent, as she always is, for any tag-in effects, because you can tag out so much more quickly.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah.
This week's multiplayer award is Flashpoint Aquaman, whose passive is Barrier Reef. During combat, Aquaman has a chance on combo enders to call the ocean to his aid. This drains all his opponent's power by 10%. And a secondary ability, Flashpoint characters on Aquaman's team gain a water shield on tag-in that reflect 40% of special damage back at the enemy. Once hit, the shield is used up until next tag-in. And I say secondary ability, but it's really that one that you're going to be making the most use of.
Right.
If you
like
have
we always
Aquaman.
say, if there's only a chance to drain, and each tap combo, there's only a chance to have combo ender.
Yeah.
That probability is just too low to make a difference in terms of your strategy.
It's not consistent enough to be able to be relied on, even if it's still decently consistent.
So he's been back in multiplayer so many times, it's perfectly reasonable to have the 11 copies that it takes to bring him to Elite 10 for a legit player. Decent, good stats, 1350 damage, 1250 health. I mean, what's funny is, all right, so you mentioned that the second part of his passive is the better part, but his passive is just okay. It's not great. I mean, the important part about him is that he's Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Means he can take advantage of Flashpoint Batman's team passive and boost his crit damage.
That's true.
Now, the next most important part of him is that he is Flashpoint, which means that Deathstroke can take advantage of Aquaman and do extra damage on his, I should say, Deathstroke's special.
Yeah. And the Barrier Reef is obviously just good as some bonus damage that you basically deal to the enemy just in due course, right? Because you're probably going to get hit with the special at some point. So it's just that little bit of extra.
Yeah. The problem always is when you only reflect a small fraction of the special, in order to benefit from it, you need to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And I hate that. So
it's not something that you rely on, but it's a nice little bonus.
I try not to take advantage of it because I should be blocking, and the amount reflected is going to be tiny.
Maybe saves you a hit or two.
Yeah, right. So you can see on the Flashpoint team that we use most weeks and that we used to demonstrate how to get through multiplayer as fast as possible. Link is in the description and in the eye in the top right corner. And the way we like to gear Aquaman in this is with Astro Harness, Claw of Horus, and Razzle Ghul Scimitar. And if you want the explanation, you should watch the video.
So there we go. In the store, we have the Suicide Squad Joker. I guess it's a Suicide Squad Joker pack because it's not just him. For 26 Canadian. It's not worth it. It's one copy and 100,000 credits. They don't unlock in your store. It's probably a clue for next week's challenge, but not always, as we've seen.
Right.
We also have the Battle of Themyscira. I don't know how to pronounce that. Themyscira, maybe, if we're doing like Greek or Latin. Sort of inspired. I don't know what. I don't think it's a real battle or a real place, so I don't know what they're using as their origin basis for it anyways. But anyways, it comes with Ares and Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman. Good cards. It's still not worth it, but as far as characters go, if you need these two, right? That's right. That's pretty close.
Yeah. And Ares is
valuable.
Usually in multiplayer rewards, so
yeah. So more valuable than your average pack, but probably still not worth it.
Right.
And in Survivor, we have the Suicide Squad companion gear until the 16th of October, 2019.
Okay. And Phantom Zone still not back yet. Should be soon if the recent patterns any indication. Fight 62 is still broken. And I think as of last week, we had everybody who previously did not have a breakthrough. And a nice suggestion from Jonathan Hung about advancing our time zone to see what the upcoming weekend one is when we're on to Friday. But the only thing I'm getting when I do that is last week's of Zatanna and Flash and Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that's because this week is a repeat or whether it's just it doesn't work like that.
We might have to troubleshoot or wait and see if it's a repeat and then we've done it correctly.
Yes.
There we go. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video. It's part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video right about now. We're Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. And for anybody who sort of skips ahead and just wants to see what's going on with the glitches, a quick spoiler alert, nothing has changed this week. Right. And I guess we can get right into what's not working, because that's the hardest thing to look up. It's hard to notice an absence in a playlist when you're searching through something.
So there is no working glitch for credits that we're willing to endorse. That qualifier that we're willing to endorse is the important part, because people are talking about doing something with two devices, one account simultaneously in the same account. We don't advise it. It's risky. We talk about that in a lot more detail in the P and Q and C and A and T, our weekly Q&A video, season 6 episode 9, linked into the description and in the eye in the top right corner. And the important part is we don't endorse it because it's a high risk of getting your account suspended.
There is also currently no glitch for getting past multiplayer season rewards, nothing to get you early season rewards on purpose anyways, and nothing to get you through the Phantom Zone quickly.
Okay. Current working glitches, the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working, confirmed on the current Earth 2 Flash challenge.
Yeah, just keep in mind for when it's up that it also resets Phantom Zone progress simultaneously.
Right. Breakthrough glitch, let you play it repeatedly, still working. There is a comment cut and pasted into the description from a viewer that might help people who are having trouble. We can't test it or confirm it because we've just never had trouble with the breakthrough glitch replay.
Yep. Airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. Doesn't work in Phantom Zone when it's around for us because it requires an online connection. Doesn't seem to be any Android equivalent of the iOS variant that of this glitch that actually lets you reset your Phantom Zone.
Time shifting. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's okay. I sort of trailed off.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were done. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Remember to bring your countdown clock back to normal before you're done. Mm-hmm. And the free energy without having to watch the video still works. And when the button is ungrayed. I mean, we've got one device where it's permanently grayed out and one device where it still works. We don't really have a great solution, but if you're on iOS, we've got cut and pasted Dragon's 952's possible solution into the description, but we cannot test that either.
Mm-hmm. And in between not working and working glitches, we have the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. Hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14, but it is technically not proven to be no longer working. Let me say that again, because I think I used a lot of negatives in that sentence. It is not provable that it has been patched. It's just no longer had the conditions set up for it.
You just have to count the negatives. It's like what I saw. There was a Washington Post article that was saying these people are who were harassing a kid and got a restaurant in Toronto shut down.
Yeah.
They called them anti-Antifa, which is basically pro-fascist. Yeah, they're fa. So, yeah.
That's unfortunate. I think I just had phrased it poorly. Regardless of whether there was the correct number of negatives or not, it was probably a confusing sentence to meander through. Anyways, to finish up here, the people that support this level of professionalism that we bring to every episode of our recaps and Q&As, we'd like to thank the people who support us on Patreon.
So a huge thank you to Console Peasant, supporting us at the top tier last word, Sean Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Mull, and Michael DeVries, supporting us at the credited level, and Eddie G and Chris Wolf at the gratitude level.
So thanks so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda!